How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster. This is good old Grandmaster Evan here, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media. It's almost around the corner, and I watched the Ian Corzine video. And he really nailed this video right on the head. He really hit the nail on the head on this one. Because there was COPA came out in the 90s. And it was a ruling that kids under 13 at the time, it came out the same name. It's been out for almost 25 years, so it didn't come out this year, but it's been out for 25 years, and it's called the Children's Online Protection. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act came out in the mid to late 90s. And so there's things that I didn't look into, but I kind of understood. But there was some things that YouTube / Google did not tell you. There was this when COPA was passed in the mid late 90s. There were certain things that now computer cookies, which were browsing history, all kinds of shit like that. Well, here I'm gonna play a video here.
Late last night, I got a phone call from a private unknown number. I answered, and I heard a man's voice. He didn't give me his name, but he said he was close to upper-level YouTube management. He paused, and I'll never forget what he said next. I have to tell you what more YouTube is hiding from you about COPA.
When I did a video stating that it was titled YouTube Not Telling the Whole Truth, here's where it gets really insane. So please listen.
Today's video, I'm going to give you the inside story behind this call. All right, let's hit this. Hey creator, I'm Ian Corzine, your social media lawyer. Let's talk about the events that led up to this mysterious call. I made a video about the collision of interest between kids, creators, YouTube, and the FTC. The kids, creators, and YouTube just want more kids content on the platform so that kids can enjoy it. The FTC, of course, wants to protect kids under 13 years of age from disclosing personal information that may subject them to predators. And of course, no one wants to get in trouble with the FTC, potentially be sued for $42,530 per violation per video, and potentially have your video taken down and your channel terminated. The problem, of course, is how to create a YouTube user experience that complies with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPA, and the FTC settlement in 2019. To solve this problem, YouTube chose to create a system where every single creator must affirm, either at the channel level or per video, that the content is either made for kids under 13 years of age or not. In that weird call I got, the stranger told me that when YouTube came up with this new video marking system, they clearly ignored warnings by the FTC. They disregarded clear COPA law, and they betrayed creators. We'll get into the clear COPA law that YouTube
What Ian Corzine is saying is that basically YouTube is making us hold the bag while we're being thrown under the bus. So YouTube, you fucked up big time. You lied to us. Let's continue.
Regarded and how they sacrificed its creators. But for now, let's focus on the FTC's warnings to YouTube before they concocted this new video marketing system. The COPPA law gives us the rule that websites and social media platforms directed at kids under 13 years of age cannot take the personal information and cannot access the web cookies of these children without parental consent. Now let's talk about the state of content on YouTube. YouTube, as it exists now, has content directed at children under 13 years of age. Therefore, it is subject to COPPA law. But it also has adult content and, most importantly, it has content that appeals to both children and adults alike. When I think of content directed at kids and adults, I think of the channel Dude Perfect. The adult men on that channel have a great time shooting Nerf guns, driving RC cars, dressing up in costumes, and children and adults love this channel. But of course, since YouTube has content that appeals to under 13 kids, they've got to comply with COPPA law. Now, allegedly, to comply with COPPA law, YouTube says they imposed this new video marketing system on creators, and it went into effect last week. But for a reason to be discussed later on in this video, YouTube chose to create a system that only addresses the first two categories of content. That is, children content and adult content. You have to mark under this new video marketing system whether or not your video is for kids or for adults. There is no other option. There is no other general audience option where a creator can market as good for kids and adults alike. And the guy on the phone told me that this was not the original intent of the FTC when they adopted the COPPA law. The caller then directed me to go to the FTC's website and go to their frequently asked questions on COPPA. I'm going to leave a link to this particular website page in the description section below. I reviewed the answers and questions again on the FTC website, and sure enough, in black and white, back in 2015, the FTC warned everyone that there was a general audience exception to COPPA. Here's the language, and I quote, COPPA only covers information collected online from children. It does not cover information collected from adults that may pertain to children. Thus, COPPA is not triggered by an adult uploading photos of children on a general audience site or in the non-child directed portion of a mixed audience website. So what does this mean? It means that 4 years ago, the FTC openly recognized that there was a middle ground audience. It just wasn't children's content, it just wasn't adult content, it was content that appealed to both adults and children. YouTube failed to address this general audience in their video marketing system. They said that to comply with COPPA, you have to mark your video as either for kids or not. But this isn't true. And as the man said on the phone, YouTube hid from us creators that the FTC has no intent to sue creators over content for a general audience. In other words, the FTC is of the opinion that just because a creator includes kids' themes in their videos, like Pokemon, Fortnite, or board games, just because of this doesn't mean that the creator should lose info cards, end screens, sub notifications, and more importantly, monetization, or be sued. Now, I have to tell you, when I heard this on the phone call, I was blown away. YouTube had known the entire time about this general audience exception to COPPA, and they hid it from us creators. I asked the guy, why didn't YouTube accommodate this general audience exception to COPPA in the video marketing system? He told me at the end of the call, but before that, he said it's in the law. I was like, what's in the law? He said that the general audience, or what he termed the mixed audience exception to COPPA, is actually in the words of the COPPA law. Now later I did the research and I confirmed that yes, he was right. The mixed audience exception to COPPA is actually in the COPPA law at Title 16, Code of Federal Regulations, Section 312.2. All right, let me paraphrase the law for you. If you make a video that qualifies as a kid's video under that famous 10-factor test that we discussed in this video, then you don't have to comply with COPPA law. You don't have to get parental consent if kids under 13 are not your primary audience. This new YouTube rule, this requirement that creators mark their videos as either for kids or not, is too simplistic. It's overly broad. It does not take into account that there are a lot of creators out there that make content that appeals to both kids and adults, a general audience. This is a type of audience that the FTC law, the COPPA law, clearly recognizes. These creators who elect to make general audience content should not lose their channel features and their ad revenue. Why in the world would YouTube hide this from us? Why would they?
What's the, when I watched this, I was blown away. And there's 10 rules from the FTC or but this thing is, what YouTube did, they did it themselves. It wasn't passed by legislation. It wasn't passed by any policy, law, or anything of that sort. And YouTube is basically, YouTube/Google basically is getting around, because they think that they don't have to follow these rules. Now, a mixed audience don't have to comply. I have said this before on my channels. The channel that you're on is not for kids. Okay. My main channel could be a mixture of both, but I want it to be not for kids because of the content and the language. That's why my two channels are parental guidance. It's like watching a movie on TV, and it says parental guidance is accepted, and because of the language and whatnot. But it's merely me talking. Okay, pretty much talking. There's about 5-6 videos that I did. It was a gameplay. Is it for kids? Both, but it's morally for adults, because GTA 5 of its content is mainly for teenagers and adults, and pretty much not for kids. I'll continue.
Create a video marketing system that only has two choices, either for kids or not. Well, the guy on the phone had the answer. In simple terms, he said that it would decrease corporate profits. If YouTube took the transparent approach and approached creators and said, listen, under this new FTC settlement and COPPA law, we have to create a system that separates kids' content for kids under 13 years of age from adult and teen content, and then be able to work with a system like that, they would definitely lose money, and Google and YouTube are not in the habit of doing that. Instead of forcing creators to make the Sophie's choice of either killing revenue or risk being sued, YouTube could have spent the time and money to create a new system, to create an age gate, to require that people who watch YouTube videos must be signed in.
There has to be a system where Google, YouTube has to be forced to comply because they were fined 170 million. I was wrong on the billion part, which I was true, but they were fined 170 million dollars.
And they must verify that they are older than 13 years of age. YouTube didn't do this, and as a result, hung us creators out to dry. The caller told me that he wanted to get this information out there, but he couldn't do it because he feared retribution. He said, "You don't know the power of YouTube." So creator, what do you think? Should we tell YouTube that they were wrong from hiding from us this mixed use exception to COPPA? Should we tell YouTube that there are a lot of creators out there that make general audience content and they deserve to be paid too? Hell yes! Join me in tweeting at Team YouTube our disgust for this situation. If you don't know what to write, no problem. I prepared sample language for you. You can get it by texting sample to my cell phone at the number that appears on the screen. If you want more in-depth analysis of COPPA, then you can watch my video right here. And as always, I'm here for you. You can reach me at iancorzine.com.
Yeah. Go to that that link that he has on his video in the comment section, and give it a shot. Check it out, and make sure you guys are well informed, because YouTube has really screwed up big time, and YouTube is hiding something. I'm gonna see if I can call this guy instead of texting him, and about getting some more information. Then I'll do an update on the next video. And right, so this is good old Grandmaster Revan, and knowledge is free, knowledge is power. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and hit the bell for notification. And if you got this transmission, you are the Resistance. I'm Grandmaster Revan. Peace out. Stay informed.